China and Africa think tank cooperation is very important. Today, China and Africa different country cooperation focus on many different areas, such as agriculture, fishing, and industrialization, and also the technology, education, and so on. But for me, China and African people-to-people exchanging, and people-to-people, the face-to-face dialogue, so we can share our idea, get the more information, better understand each other. And the scholar at the university and the media, they play an important role in the China cooperation with the African country. So every year we hold the think tank forum. Sometimes with the South Africa, sometimes with Ethiopia, sometimes with Egypt. Today we are arriving in the Dar es Salaam University. Many scholars from different African countries were together here, meeting to meeting, so we can better understand. So I think that is very important. Every time we hold the forecourt, China and African think tank should be the meeting together. We are call all the scholars from the different African countries. They come from the different areas. Some from the agriculture, some from the industrialization, some from the think tank, some from the university. They have the focus on the different area, and they want and they need also the difference. So how we can get the more better planning every China and African cooperation follow, we should be listen the voice, listen the idea from the different African country. So think tank hold every time think tank, China and African think tank hold before the China African cooperation follow. So we can sometime we collection the different idea, especially from the side of the African continent. So we better understand what the African need, what the African people they want to do, what the China and governments and China company and China's scholar should be done this year and be in the following 3 years. So we can call the think tank follow is the second diplomatic ruler. So collection the different idea. So we can hope very useful hope to for the China and cooperation African follow every year. Today we always see China and Africa they face to modernization or to side. Not only China wanted to make the modernization, and also Africa wanted to push their modernization. Especially some African country, they have the very rich natural resource and a very big population, and they want very strong wanted to development their country. So this year, I think maybe most important for the think tank get a collection. The African idea is the African country, Africa's rural area. They want to get more strong cooperation together, China and Africa, focus on the African agricultural modernization, and also should be the push the African industrialization. You know, such as for example, today we are arriving in Tanzania. Tanzania is a traditional country, very friendly, very good relation with China. We about 50 years ago, we cooperated in building the Tanzala, and we set up some of the agriculture, more Limu farm, and the Lafik the factory, and so many projections. That is important for the whole Tanzania the industrialization and modernization. But today the situation is changing, and we know that today we are called the global south global South world and the South-South cooperation and BRICS cooperation. So China now should be do much better and should be do much area indeed for the cooperation the different African country. And another one is today you know the African continent we have the so large population, and the population they grew very quickly. So young generation in the African continent they want to get the high quality the education, not only high the university education, but also such as the primary school, middle school, and vocational training education. So focus on the African young generation and also such as women in the African country. So maybe next time in the following year, China-Africa cooperation should be the focus more on the African young generation people and women and children. So if we can from the China's company, they can do much better transfer the technology, transfer the production, the ability into the African country, can more and help the African young students, young people, and women and children. So maybe the benefits the more and more African people. Yes, the more better they hope our two-sided cooperation. As you know, China and is a bigger country, and Africa is a different country, different continent. We are very far away, and such as our the language and history and so on is very different some area. So today I think maybe China and the African cooperation is very well. China and the company and the China government in the different African country, they do much better to help the African cooperation. And also African people, African governments also help the China cooperation. So we are generally and basically we see the China and African relation is very well. But some area, especially the media and people better understand, we should be do much better. Such as today very few people, young people, students go to the China to study. Especially the very few scholar and students from China, they arrive at the African university to learn, to study, to especially into the African university to get the such as a master, PhD degree, and they have a very few opportunity to the far away the African different country. If they arrive at the African country, most of them stay in the capital, such as Dar es Salaam. They very few chance go to the Mwanza, Iringa, and Arusha. So today we wanted to say the China and the African people, they understand each other. We have many work should be done. Second one is the Western media. Western media, the influence on our two sides. You know, in China, also very many people in China, they learn from the African information, also from the Western media. Western media say something about the African country, also they're not very good. So in China, most people, when talk about the African country, they always say, oh, Africa is very poor, Africa no peace, no peaceful, and so on. But that is not correct. And also, I think in the African country, the same situation. Many African people they get information not straight from the China. Very few the people they arrive in China, so they also on the information from the African media. So that is a problem. So maybe in the future, I think our two sides, China and Africa think tank for media and education and studying institute should be more and more exchanging, and really hope them in the future more and more African students go to China to study. And China always say, C is correct, heard not correct. Yeah, it's okay. You know the China and Africa, on the political system, the cooperation is very well. But I think China and Africa we have the different political system, such as in China, where the central government and the local government and the people we have a very fixed and strong relations, so we can transfer the idea and all the country. But the African country we have the face different situation. And also the African ruler, also we have the ruler party system. So we always call the media should be information, give the people the correct information. Especially we want to African media and think tank and party, not only ruler party and unruler party. Especially the media should be give the more and more correct, really choose information our two side. Not only told the people in Africa country about what is the China today, and also should be told the Chinese people what is the Africa country today. So in this area, we should be set up some planning. We should be set up the institute, and should be set up the new newspaper and TV and so on. So we always say China and Africa, the professor and the teacher and media cooperation, the opportunity is very few. So China and Africa think tank is important. Our two sides is share. So we in the future we should be more and more, such as not only every year the think tank to follow. Maybe we set up some branch of the Africa think tank follow. We can focus on the different area such as media, education, and young people's leadership and women issues and so on. So we can more better the people-to-people exchanging. I wanted to say some of the media about recording this problem. Some is true, some is not very, maybe not very true, because most of the Chinese businessmen in the African continent, they are very, very hard. They are good businessmen. The cooperation in the local governments and also the cooperation in Africa local business cooperation. But I know maybe some of the people, the business from China, they really do something is not very better. So how we can solve this situation? And so first one, China and African two-sided governance should be cooperation more and more better, more and more strict. Especially China and the different African governments should be sign MOU on the cooperation, especially the rural cooperation, and such as the visa and works the opportunity for cooperation. Second one is the China and African law cooperation is important, because the African have the different system of the law and different governance the system, and China also maybe some difference. So we should be the useful the cooperation in the China and African law system. We should be do much better. I think another we can do is China and ambassador in the different country should be get the information for the China governance, and also the business China business in the different country. You should be the better organization. Such as the business association, business meeting every time they can transfer the different every country's law. You know, some of the China business they are from the China in the African country. The language is a problem. They cannot speak the local language, so maybe sometimes they cannot better understand the local law, local governance. So maybe some of the mistake we can. So in the area we can do much better to hold the China's businessmen. They can in the different African situation they can better cooperation with the different African countries. First one, I think should be China different level cooperation important, such as the central government to face-to-face and the local governance, especially in China's businessmen, they arrive in the every country. We should be transfer for more detailed and correct information told the Chinese businessmen. You know, the China and African situation not really same, especially we have maybe different law and governance system. So this area, China and African should be they learn each other. Not only Africa learn from China, and also China should be learn from African countries. Such as if the Chinese company and business they want to much better in a different country, Chinese ambassador and the Chinese governments should be get too much the training for the Chinese businessmen, and also the Africa the law open to the Chinese business and company. That is important. So I think maybe most important and useful is the China and the businessmen. They arrive at every country. You should be use local people, especially the local people. They can speak the local language. They know the local law. They know the local governance situation. Local people, Africa country, can help the Chinese businessmen better understand the different every country's law, so they can rule about the Africa governance system.